performer. Give it up for the comedian, Abedin.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Kevin. I love those one-liners. I'll try to end with one-liner too, like not a one-liner, like a wordplay thing. Let's see if I can do as good as you. So, uh, so like from my name and from my appearances, you must have already figured it out that I'm from Virginia, right? Hardcore Virginian. So, so I'm married, and I was married twice in my life. So my first wife was an Indian, and now my current wife is an American. So I went brown first, but things went down, so I turned around, and then I went white. So things are looking quite all right. So. Uh, but I have to confess one thing, that it wasn't easy finding a date with an American woman. All right, I mean, no judgment over here, nothing. But I think the main reason is because women think that Indian guys have those typical stereotypes, like they have this funny accent, like something like that. Like they speak from their tummy or something. Tummy is grumbling, and then the voice comes out. Or I can easily blame it on those stupid characters they show on TV, like Raj Kutrapali, for example. He cannot talk to women because unless he's drunk, it's really weird. So I had to kiss my few female frogs to get my princess, right? So my current wife. Now, so this is a funny incident. Okay, it's funny because it was true. So long years back, when I was into the dating scene, I was at a bar, all right, sitting at a bar, and right across there was this woman. Of course, it was an American woman. So I threw a few shots before I went to talk to her, like, obviously. So we started talking, things were going right. She gave me her number, I gave her my number. I stored it in my phone. We had those push button phones at that time. So I saved it as First Lady of America because she was the first woman that I ever talked to.
Yeah.
She gave me her number. So, all right, evening done. We went our separate ways. I went home. And then I had forgotten about it, right? Because I thought I had no chance in hell, right? But then she calls me one day, all right, suddenly out of nowhere. So my phone was ringing, First Lady of America. Like I stared at the phone for like 30 seconds. I couldn't answer the phone. All right. Then I answered the phone and she calls me home. I'm like, all right, this was awesome, right? She calls me home. I'm like so excited. It was a Saturday morning. I jumped out of bed, put on my best suit, and then I went to her place. So I went to her house, knocked on the door. She calls me in. We talk about how's the day and all that. Okay. And then she invites me to the bedroom. I'm like, oh my God, this is like rushing in, my blood and other things too, like getting hard and stiff. And like, I couldn't believe it. So she takes me to the bedroom, but then she opens the closet. She gets her laptop out and she tells me, can you please see what's wrong with this laptop of mine? So now I saw what's wrong with the laptop. It's just that it was not connected to the power properly. And then I solved the issue and I got out of there. Oh, God. Yeah. But I'm happily married now. We've been married for long years, like for 5 years now. And then I hear stories about people being divorced, right? After long years. Now, trust me, after 5 years, I think my wife is me and I'm her. Like, that's what you become, right? But I couldn't understand how could people get divorced after 25 and 24 years. Recently, we had some divorces, like the Microsoft guy, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, right? And the Amazon guy, right? What's his name? Jeff Bezos and his wife. So I was doing some thinking, but see, here's my logic. See, the Jeff Bezos guy, the Amazon guy, right? He got divorced in 2019. But just before that, in 2018, this Amazon guy became the richest man in the world. So that's when he was in his prime. And then he divorced in 2019. And this guy, the Microsoft guy, right? He and his wife divorced after like 23 years. I believe for all these years, they were just looking for the window of opportunity. And then once they found it, they thought of going for an upgrade. So, all right, I'll end with this thing. Okay, so I like the navigation system Waze. Have you guys used that one? I love it. I love it. It's like in that navigation system, I can actually mark where the cops are. So it's an awesome navigation system. It's like the tables have been turned, right? The hunter is hunted now. So as well as I keep driving, I keep marking the cops. It's like living in that movie, Smokey and the Bandits, in real life. So all right, I think that's all I had prepared for today. Thank you so much.
Providence. All right, Abedin.
Okay. All right. We all know about how phones listen to you and all these things nowadays, right? There's all this targeted advertising and all. So my phone has taken that to a different level. What my phone does is that it hears my conversations all through the day and then gives me ads towards the end. So here's what happens. I wake up early morning and then I talk to my wife that, hey, babes, why is it so hot in the house? All right. And then the conversation continues. My phone is still listening. My wife is asking me, hey, babes, do you want like cheese singles or do you want shredded cheese? All right. And then I go ahead and then my conversation continues saying that, I ask my wife, hey, when are we meeting our friends tonight? Okay. Now, after all this conversation happens, towards the end of the day, I open my phone, I open Facebook, I get ads like meet hot singles today. So
Hey,
Creepy. I
very
hate
creepy.
it.
hey, give it up for Abedin. All right. And